first of all, I want to wish you a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm going to elbow you. Okay, buddy.
Happy New Year to all of our viewers
All
out
of our
there.
viewers.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We're really excited for this coming year and what it means to roll over to 2021.
I am really excited. This whole year that we've done so far, very short year, but it's been great. And you guys have been terrific with your comments.
Amazing.
I mean, the compliments are a little overwhelming, and I'm trying to keep this hat on. I've only got one hat, so if you do any more, it won't fit. But thanks so much for both of us, both the captain and for Branday here, who just loves to hear his name as well.
Yeah.
So
every fifth episode.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's in my contract. Since it's the end of the year, I thought what would be a good way to wrap up the year is to look back at our first 17 episodes and maybe do a little bit of a ranking of what our top boats of the year were.
And those are the top boats that you would choose.
Yep.
And maybe the top boats I would choose given enough money, enough youth.
Yep.
I'm going to give you a wild card. What's your wild card?
Ooh, the wild card. Probably the Cal 40 is my wild card.
That's a good one.
Super fun. You can get that boat planing downwind. It's pretty empty inside, which means you could do a lot to customize it and hack it the way you want it. It's also a great price, 12 grand or 13 grand. You can get out in the water.
Yep, that's a good one. That's
okay.
A good one.
How about you?
This is tough, but I'm trying to be realistic. No, I'm going to cheat that. I'd like to do the Beneteau first. The fourth, what is it, 435?
435, yep.
435, just because it still hangs on to the old racing days. I like the 3 cabins. It's nice to have a big double bed in it. I'm not going to race the boat particularly, though we might sneak over to Halifax sometime. But I just like that, and the price, I think probably would be, my guess would be negotiable. They all are really, but anyway. So that'd be the wild card. Now,
yep.
Number 3. You can't have any of mine, remember?
Oh no, there're going to be some overlap.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So my number 3 pick of the year is going to be, I think, the Bristol 39. Uh-oh. Is that your third?
It's all right.
We haven't talked about this ahead of time.
We'll go with it. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a classic. It's a great value. If you compare it to the Bermuda 40, the Hinckley Bermuda 40, it's half the price, but it's got an even nicer layout. It's been really well cared for. I like a couple of the little tweaks, like the shower,
big head on it with
the shower
2
sump
doors.
pump. Yep, the 2-door head. The fact that we found it off market. It's and then the color, the bowsprit, which I'm a big fan of. I think that's my number 3.
Well, surprisingly enough, folks, you wouldn't imagine this after all this time we've spent together, that happens to be my number 3 as well. So we'll give it to him.
That's a solid
first choice, but that's okay.
Okay.
That says a lot for the Bristol. Now, we're going to give you a shot. You want me
How about you take number 2?
I'll take the number 2. Number 2 was one of our early boats. It's had a lot of followings. It's been meticulously maintained by an old Navy captain sort of person. And she's really pretty. She has 2 masts. We like 2 masts, right? The main and the mizzen. And she's white, and she has a nice bottom. And we like it a lot. And it's the Seabreeze.
The Allied Seabreeze.
The Allied Seabreeze,
yeah.
Yep.
Love the
Reasonably
lines,
priced.
yeah.
Under $20,000. That's a heck of a buy.
Yeah.
I hope I get there before somebody else does.
One thing we didn't cover with that boat was maybe how the spar was in good shape. The sails were pretty decent from what we heard.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything was
yeah.
taken, and then the battery. Someone said the batteries are missing, but the batteries are actually stored inside in the owner's garage.
Everything was done right with the boat for putting it away before we got there. So that's a great, great choice, I think. Thank you.
All right, nicely done. Okay, so my number 2. Well, mine's a little bit of overlap with yours. It's the Beneteau First 435. I love the aft cabin.
Okay.
I love the layout. It's essentially a swan design in a different sheep's clothing.
Right.
So it's a Herman Frere's. It's a great looking boat. It's racy. It's going to point. It's going to race if you want it to. But it's also really comfortable. It needs some work. The deck needs a little bit of love. It had some moisture issues, so it could be a little bit of a sticky maintenance issue.
Well, it's a great boat. It's a really cool boat too.
That aft cabin, really, where we were sitting down in that back corner, just thinking about reading, you know, under that little light.
Yeah.
And then it's a really sizable bunk. The engine access was great.
Now, you want to take your number one?
Ooh, yeah, that one's pretty easy for me.
Okay, here we go.
I think you probably would guess which one it is.
Let's see. Would that be the Cal 28?
It was not.
Okay.
Although I like the Cal. The
I
Cal's
know
a
you
good
do. I know
elbow
you do.
grease
I know you do.
one. So obviously, for me, it's obvious because, as the captain would know, I made an offer on this boat once we stepped off of it. So I didn't get the offer accepted, and I didn't become the owner, but it was the Shield, the
That Shield.
73 Shield 45. It was gorgeous inside. It was so roomy. It had the neat aft cabin, headroom galore, big cockpit, had the aft cockpit, which is very rare. And we came to learn from one of our viewers that was Henry Shield's place where he wanted to smoke a pipe and not
Just get out of the
interfere with
traffic.
his guests that were on the boat with him. He also put the tub in as a joke, but it ended up being a really popular selling point, even amongst our viewers who chimed in and said, "I love the boat." We loved it too.
Great paint.
Yeah, the paint was spectacular.
In mast
Furler. Yep.
Terrific summer cottage somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe Boston
Whoa, it would have been.
or Nantucket.
Or Nantucket or the Vineyard or Newport.
Okay.
That's my number one.
All right. Well, that's
I'm really curious what your number one is.
all right. Well, this is a little different. We're looking at this from the standpoint of a boat that, given my advanced years, I'd be comfortable sailing by myself, with my wife joining me, something I think she might enjoy as well, and that is really pretty. I like a boat with two masts, just one that's been well turned out and maintained, and I don't need a lot of heads. Just one is more than enough, and that would be the Choi Lee.
Oh, yeah.
The Choi Lee 41. Just a lovely, lovely boat, and in great shape, and I hope it's not gone before we get a chance to take a look at it again.
The standing desk I really liked. The V-berth with the toe over toe.
Toe over toe, as they say. Yeah.
Very clever. The wooden spar, all the woodworking on those boats are just really beautiful. It made me have a new appreciation of all the Choi Lees. And we stumbled across one in Belfast.
Had a fireplace too.
Oh,
remember?
yeah, it did, yeah.
And don't forget the Poconos.
The Poconos bed, the huge, enormous. And you could just see playing cards or board games down
Do you
there
have
if
a
it's
lot of
raining.
red sheets somewhere that you could take?
I'm going to buy it. I mean, if I own that boat, I get some nice satin red sheets. So that ends our year, right?
That ends our year.
That ends our year.
2021. Anyway, that ends
Or 2020.
Yeah.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
Anyway, we'd like to thank you all for staying with us through our first 17 episodes, and we hope you'll stay for more.
Yeah, thanks so much. Happy New Year to everybody.